And welcome to the 30th episode of the TechnoBuffalo Show. I am unfortunately one of your two hosts for today, Sean, editor-in-chief of the site, and I'm unfortunately joined by the executive editor of Mobile, Todd Hazelton.
Hey everybody.
For those
Thanks
that
for
don't
having me.
know why I keep saying unfortunately, a fan of the site made a 2.5 minute video of all the times we've said the word unfortunately in videos, and it was pretty impressive.
It was incredible. That must have taken a long time.
Yeah, my tip of my hat to him.
I think that's the same guy. I'm not sure, but I was looking through. I think it might be the same guy that counted to 100,000 on YouTube, but I don't know. It was like in that list, so I don't know. But
Okay,
just
then.
as wacky. It takes a long time.
Yeah.
Wacky in a good way.
Well, we're just going to go ahead and get one question out of the way real quick from Sasha Bahal. Is this the last TV show for 2014? No. We'll have probably two more, I think, and then we will skip CES week. There's
Right. That's
just no way. But no, not the last show of the year yet. So, yes, we are back. Todd is back from Sweden. I am back
Yep.
from England. We were just, jet setting all over the place.
Yeah, that's right. All over the world.
And I have not had time to talk to you since we both got back. How was Sweden?
Oh, it was amazing. Probably one of my favorite European countries I've ever been to. We were in Gothenburg. That's the English pronunciation. I'm not sure how you say it in Swedish, but so pretty. I sent you a couple pictures, I think. And then, but I was there with Volvo checking out their testing facility. They have a 12-year contract with a place called Asta Zero, which is really, really cool, where they're testing autonomous driving. And we also saw a crash test of the new XC90, and they were talking about the T8 twin engine too, which is the hybrid model. So it has like a 40-kilometer, I think like 25 miles range on electric, and then gas and hybrid mode too. So that was really cool. But we went all over the city with Volvo, and it was just a really, really pretty place. So good time.
Nice. Yeah, I'm fascinated by the idea of self-driving cars because I hate driving. So,
See, that's what they were saying, though. They were saying, look, a lot of people like to drive. Obviously, it's a sport, and we don't want to take that away. But for people that don't want to drive, I mean, here are the features. But really, they were highlighting what they were. Yeah, right. Like, I don't like driving either. But really, they were highlighting what they call Vision 2020, and that is by the year 2020, Volvo says nobody's going to get seriously injured or die in a Volvo car, which is a pretty insane promise. And so this is like the XC90 is sort of like like a mile marker along the way getting there. And it has a lot of autonomous features, I guess. So like auto braking, for example, if you're coming up on a car or taking a left or right hand turn and it's a blind spot and you look, but somebody comes out of the blue, your car will automatically stop. So a lot of cool features like that. I was really impressed. So, and I know other people are doing it too. But
yeah, no, it's fascinating to me, and having driven the night before Thanksgiving on a road that's generally quiet, and I saw more traffic on it than I think I've ever seen on it.
mhm.
I'm all for anything, that could possibly, cut down on accidents. I mean, when I was leaving Kansas City last weekend after I had flown back in, I had some guy zip between me and another car, and massively cut me off, and anything that would cut down on that sort of stuff, I'm all for.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah.
You know.
So here's hoping it works.
That's
I
right.
would love to see it work. The only tech thing that I did, I finally got like 30 seconds to play with one of Tesco's Huddle tablets.
Oh, did you the new one? Did they do? They did a new one, right?
Yeah, the Huddle
This
2.
see me better.
And
Nice.
I can see why it's as cheap as it is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was sluggish. Oh, it was sluggish.
Oh, I liked all the colors when they announced it. I was like,
Yeah, but
that's pretty neat.
for the second year running, they've sold out. So
Hmm.
I could buy covers
So
for the
cheap.
Huddle 2. I could not buy a Huddle 2.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And what's it retailing for? It was like $70 or something like that.
It's like 99 pounds, I think.
Oh, okay.
So
So it's a,
yeah, it's just under the magic, which in U.S. dollars works out to like 140.
Yeah, so
But,
Amazon still has to be. I thought for some reason this was like one of the cheapest out there.
it's pretty cheap, but was it sluggish.
That's a bummer.
Hey, for your average consumer, it might be fine, but as someone that works with tablets all the time, I was like, you're moving a little slow.
Yeah, that's right.
You're a tiny bit slow, but otherwise, I kind of turned off for a week and loved it.
Yeah.
Except for
you got some football matches in, right?
I got 2 matches
football,
in.
I call soccer.
Yep. Got 2 matches in, and Manchester United won both of them, so it was well worth it, and made some friends of MMA fighters at one
did you really?
Yeah, that was
good friends to have.
They were interesting. But no, it was a good time. And but no, I take that back. I didn't completely turn off because you and I were discussing that I introduced myself to the world of cereal.
Oh, that's right. We could talk about cereal a little bit, right?
Yeah, but,
my favorite podcast.
Let us not go into our theories on the actual case. But man, is that show riveting.
Yeah, it's really, if you haven't listened to it, it's really good.
Yeah, for those of you that may not have heard about it yet, it's a new show from the same people that do This American Life on NPR. And we just discovered it's only going to be 12 episodes, which I'm completely bummed about.
Yeah, so next week's the last one.
But it is an in-depth study of a murder case in 1999 in Baltimore, and is unbelievably riveting. I couldn't stop listening. I started taking longer routes back to my hotel just so I could finish episodes.
Yeah, I binge listened to it one weekend.
Yeah. So awesome. So if you haven't listened to Serial, listen to it after listening to the TechnoBuffalo Show. But and you will quickly find yourself just totally enraptured. But moving along, one update for everyone. Just today, the Nexus 7 got the lollipop update.
We were going to talk about that, and then Sean got the update this morning. So
yeah, I thought, okay, well, I had to check it this morning since we were going to discuss it, and yes, I finally got, for those of you watching on video, yes, you can see the new buttons down there, so yes, I am running lollipop. But, yeah, man, that took forever.
But you know what, so we can still talk about it. I'm blown away that the Nexus 6 is still so hard to find. Not only just from Google or Motorola, but even carrier stores. I was calling around yesterday because I have an upgrade on AT&T, but I was also, as I was telling you, I'm thinking about T-Mobile for the international trip so I can do the free roaming with the data.
Which is wonderful, by the way.
Yeah, because I just had to, long story, but I just had to pay for data with AT&T when I went abroad. And so anyway, I'm calling around all the stores, T-Mobile, AT&T, Best Buys, like nobody has the Nexus 6 in stock in New York City or like around me in New Jersey. It's insane. And I've reached out to Google too, and it doesn't seem to be like any news on when that's coming out. So I mean, fresh bulk. And I thought it was going to be like every Wednesday, right? But I didn't see any in stock yesterday. There's just news about UK orders.
Yeah, they had said every Wednesday, so I'm not sure what's going on. Yeah, I agree with you. It's really weird that phone's still so hard to find.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, typically, the phones are hard to find, or it's like 2 to 3 weeks, for your delivery. But this is just like out of stock, nothing. I don't know why. It's kind of fishy.
I don't know. It's very odd, and you and I have said on the show before, if Apple had these sort of supply problems with an iPhone release, there would be bloody murder.
Yeah.
So I mean, yes, the Nexus line is supposedly, more for the developers and all that, but, now, like, this week we got the notice that U.S. Cellular was going to start carrying the Nexus 6. This is no longer just a developer phone.
Yeah, no, it's totally consumer when you're on every carrier, right? Pretty much.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm very confused by it. Very confused by it.
Frustrating. Speaking of Lollipop, though, the Android Wear update yesterday, it's rolling out now, and I don't have it yet on my Moto 360, which is kind of a bummer. But it looks good. There's a bunch of custom watch faces already in Google Play now. So I think it's starting to pick up steam. Where in the past, we both said that Android Wear is kind of boring and no fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to update my LG G Watch and give it another go, which I said I would do.
This one will show battery life and stuff like that on your phone and like what's eating away at the battery. A lot more management features, so like you can see your storage, because now you can use the local storage with Google Play Music, and then all the watch faces. And obviously, I guess if you have GPS, like on the Sony Smartwatch 3, that's taken advantage of. But that was the last update. But anyway, it's getting there.
And finally.
Yeah.
It's certainly taken long enough. But I don't know. I would like to have seen Android Wear a little bit more polished before they released it, but for whatever reason they decided to release it when they did. But I don't know. I'll give it another shot now that they've updated it. I said I would do that.
Getting there.
Yeah, I'll keep giving it a try until I finally go, okay, now I finally like it.
It might take some new hardware. The G Watch isn't very good. Sorry, everybody who owns one. I spent money on it too.
Yeah. But moving along, we also of course, are approaching rapidly CES.
Yes.
I cannot believe how quickly CES is coming up on us. And we actually have a question from Sasha Bahal about that. What can we expect from CES 2015? Will it just be smartwatches upon smartwatches? And what are you hoping to see at the show?
I think it'll be TVs upon TVs. As usual.
Yeah, you really have no clue how many TVs are released in a year until you see them all on display at CES.
It's just like
unbelievable.
Wild.
I think you and I discussed after CES 2014 that last year was just really about iteration. There was nothing that really leaped out and grabbed us except for maybe like PlayStation Now.
Yeah, you're right. Last year was kind of boring in terms of like big new announcements. Aside from like we saw huge TVs, like curved TVs. I mean, I think that blew us all away.
Oh yeah, I mean we saw
like the Toshiba Chromebook because that was like one of the best Chromebooks at the time, I think. Stuff like that, but
Yeah, I mean like the 8K television that I saw, and I was
that's right.
I was blown away by it. It wasn't ready for consumer release, but yeah, that's the thing. CES is a very odd show in some ways. It's a lot of times it's talking about stuff that we won't see for 8 to 12 months. It's talking about stuff that we may not see for a couple of years. But compared to previous years, last year was just very But as for this year, I do think I think we're going to see a ton of wearables.
Yeah. Probably a lot of fitness trackers from brands we've never heard of, too.
Well, and HTC's even said that they're going to introduce their wearable.
Yeah, right, and it's not going to be a watch, apparently, which is interesting.
But it will still have something to do with your wrist.
Right.
So I don't know what's going on there, but I'm hoping for some more excitement this year. I mean, it's always fun being there, but you hope for something that really knocks your socks off.
Yeah, and it's tough, too, because we're coming off the heels. I mean, IFA was just in September where we had, a boatload of announcements, right? And then January, and then come March, it's usually late February, but March this year is Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. So the mobile people have they save it for either MWC or have already announced it, IFA. But there's companies like Samsung that are always going to announce something. I think there's rumors we might see something new from Sony, like Xperia Z4 at CES. And, for some of these companies, it's a good place to do that, too, because when you're at Mobile World Congress or IFA, it's easy. Well, IFA used to be a little smaller, but now it's easy to get lost in the shuffle. And if you're a mobile guy making an announcement at CES now, you're going to get noticed. Like, what was T-Mobile last year? Was it the one of the Xperia Z3S? No, that's new. That's on Verizon this year. Or Z3. I forget what it was. Z2 something. It was T-Mobile's iteration of the Xperia.
I think it was the Z2 Compact, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but so that made a huge splash there because there wasn't much else to see in terms of the mobile news. There was tons of stuff to see, but
yeah.
So strategy comes into play.
Yeah, and just so everyone knows our plans, we're actually taking the largest crew we've ever taken to this year's show. We're taking 10 people altogether. We're even taking Joey this year, which this is the first time we've ever taken Joey. And I'm not going to reveal yet what he's covering. We have a master plan for what Joey will be covering. It's something we've never really had time to cover before at CES. But Joey will be in attendance this year. But yeah, there's going to be 10 of us, which I hope we have a slightly larger workroom than we did last year.
Yeah.
That thing was cramped
great,
with 8 of us.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's awesome when you're able to secure a workroom, but with 8 of us, it was crowded.
Yeah.
Now there's going to be 10 of us.
Shoulder to shoulder.
I'll be sending a lot of people out on assignments all the time.
Yeah, that's right. Get out of here.
Yeah,
So crowded.
I'll be rotating you guys a lot more this year.
Yeah.
That's the other thing, for those of you that, if you're curious about how CES works, I actually hardly ever see the show.
Yep, air traffic controller.
I am an air traffic controller. I sit in our command center, and I send everyone where they need to go. On Thursday of last year, I got out for 1 hour on the show floor. 1 hour.
It's true, I remember that.
Yep, Ashley and I went. Luckily, she'd seen most of the show, so she okay, now come here, I'll show you this. Okay, come here, I'll show you this.
Here's what you need to see now.
Exactly, which it was mostly televisions.
And that's good, too, later, because finally everything's unveiled, because earlier in the week, some stuff's, just not fully out there until the announcements are made.
So, Monday is press day, which is nothing but press conferences, and then on Tuesday, the show floor opens, and more announcements are made that day. And then, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, it's more, everything's been announced, now you can just get around and see the stuff you've missed.
Right.
But it'll be a fun week, and I'm keeping you in town till Saturday.
That's right. I'm there for a week.
Yeah, you're stuck with me. But
it'll be fun.
But no, yeah, CES should be a good show.
It's always nice to see everybody too. We don't get to see each other in person all year. Most of us.
Exactly.
Half of us.
Exactly. Well, this will be actually my first time in person meeting Jacob. It'll be my first time in person meeting Joey.
Yeah, I haven't met Joey in person.
Yeah,
that's it.
I've been working with Joey for 3.5 years, and we've never met in person.
That's funny.
It's going to be kind of an odd experience to finally see him in person, and you're like, oh, so that's you, okay.
Oh, that's what you look like.
I mean, yeah, we see each other on webcam.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah. So moving along, we have a lot of questions coming in. This is kind of a follow-up to the last episode from Sean the Man 34. What tech do you travel with? And we kind of covered that in the last episode, but was there anything, honestly, when I got to the UK this time, most of our devices, the plugins, as long as you can plug them into a UK outlet, they'll take the wattage there.
Right.
Without any problem. Nintendo 3DS will not.
Really?
I could not charge it all week.
Huh. And I travel with mine as well. I didn't even notice that, though.
Yeah, well, and I'm not going to travel with the converter just for that, because the converters are so bulky and heavy.
Yeah.
But otherwise, everything, I used my power strip, plugged it into an adapter and all that, and everything else charged with no problems. But yeah, my 3DS wouldn't charge at all.
Huh.
I did discover I took too many adapters this time. I
need all these.
Yeah, I took 5 adapters, and I ended up using 2 the entire week. I was like, okay, next year, if I ever come back, which I probably will, I can cut down on the number of adapters.
Yeah, I guess definitely the answer, though, the tech we travel with, I think we were both saying, is that power strip. It's the must-have. It's so weird. Yeah. But we have so many things to charge. And a lot of people these days do.
Well, we even travel with the power strips at CES, because we get in those press rooms where there's a limited number of outlets. And I can remember the very first year we ever did CES, it was just John and myself, and I'd already started traveling with my power strip. We found one outlet in a hotel hallway, and we both needed to charge things, and And I pulled out that power strip. He's like, "That is the greatest thing anyone could ever travel with."
So funny, CES too. You see people just camped by the power outlets everywhere.
Yeah.
Phones, tablets, their laptops. They got to charge everything.
Yeah, because press day is held in a hotel, so you'll walk down the hallway, like to go to the restroom or whatever, and there's people at every outlet along the hallway, charging up laptops or cameras or what have you. So yeah, it's the power strip. Really, it's such a simple idea, but it's definitely the most important piece of equipment I travel with.
Agreed.
How sad is that?
It's not very exciting.
No, it's not very exciting. But moving along here, from another question from Sean the Man 34. What college did you guys go to, and what degree? Well, I'll start off. I went to Truman State University because it's here in my town. I lasted 2 semesters before I went, no, I'm done. And I was going for a business degree, which is a long, sordid story about why that was not the best idea for me. But I did not finish college. Now, Todd, you did. Where did you go and what degree?
I went to Lehigh University in Pennsylvania originally for computer science, and I graduated as an English major, which is funny. Change of things. I loved computer science. I was taking C++ and all that in high school, so I knew what I was getting into. But then, like, as I was spending like the late nights doing the coding homework and stuff, I was like, you know what? Like, I love technology, and I was always going to minor in English, but I loved like writing and reading. What if I wrote about technology? And that was sort of my strategy back then. I mean, I went right into freelance then for some tech magazines and stuff, and that's just what got me here.
Yay!
Yeah. Actually, I tried business for a little bit too, but that was not for me.
No. I'll quickly fill everyone in. I already had a business at the point I went to college, and I couldn't deal with the theoretical scenarios where nothing ever went wrong. No supplier was ever shipped you late. No supplier ever shorted you. And if you've ever seen the Rodney Dangerfield movie Back to School, there's a scene where he takes a business class and he starts arguing with the professor about, you didn't cover the kickbacks, you didn't cover this, you didn't cover that. That was me in business class. And yeah, it didn't work out. Follow-up question from Dominique Weber about CES. How do you choose what the crew covers at CES?
Good question.
That's an excellent question. In the past, it has been a matter of limited resources. Each year, we've increased the number of people that go with us, and so we try to focus. TechnoBuffalo is mainly known for its mobile coverage, so phones and tablets are always the first priority. Last year, we added wearables to that as a first priority. And then after we cover phones, tablets, and wearables, then we, see, okay, what do we have time for? What's the most interesting? Is it innovative in its space? So on and so forth. Mm-hmm. Now, this year, with 2 extra writers going, and I'm keeping a secret what Joey's going to be covering.
Does he not know?
No, Joey knows.
Oh,
Joey knows. But in case things change for some reason, I don't want everyone to expect that coverage, and then it's not there.
I thought you were just not telling Joey.
No. Joey and I actually have had a long conversation about what he's covering, and he's actually started reaching out to those relevant press.
I thought you were gonna just be like, and now.
No. Joey's actually very excited about covering what we've discussed.
Nice.
But so for this year, I'm going to have more writers at my disposal than I've ever had. So we'll still do our first line stuff. We'll do the phones, the tablets, the wearables. But due to the number of writers we have, we should get through that coverage far more quickly, and then I'll be able to tell them, go out, explore, find me things. Right. And that to me is a lot of the fun of CES, because there are small companies there that no one's heard of yet, or they're just, they've been around for a year or two, And let's see what they're doing. Like there's a great accessories maker that I love named Blue Lounge, and it's not a company you hear about very often, but they make some great products. We all love the Anker company for their power devices, so we'll check out Anker. So it's definitely, phones, tablets, wearables first, and then whatever really we think is intriguing. And a lot, if the guys come back in, they go, hey, I just saw this, I'm like, fine, if you've got your other stuff done, write it up. Go.
I think last year Brandon and I saw like a children's potty with an iPad stand built in, or maybe it was 2 years ago.
I think
There's that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you get over into the iLounge area, which is all the stuff related to like iOS devices. There's some weird stuff over there. There's some stuff that you're like, really? You bought a booth at CES to show us this?
And all the companies that like you haven't heard of that are just like complete. I'm not saying like, oh, that's a knockoff of the iPad. I'm saying like complete iPad knockoffs and stuff like that. You see like, what? But running Android. There's a lot of that too.
Yeah. From Sasha Bahal, how would you describe CES? That's a really good question.
Tiring.
Tiring, definitely. Controlled chaos.
Yeah, certainly.
And that's one thing that always amazes me, and I don't think you and I have ever discussed this, Todd. At its core, CES is not about the press; it's about the industry.
Right.
Have you ever wondered who all these buyers are?
No, good question. I mean, a lot of them I think it's like Best Buy, right, or Amazon. I don't know, but I guess you're right. Like, there's not that many retail stores anymore.
Every time I see a buyer badge, I'm like, who are you?
Yeah.
Because there are not that many mom and pop electronic stores anymore.
Yeah, you're right.
So, like say Walmart. Walmart does not attend any trade show. If you want to sell in Walmart, you have to come to them.
Right. Yeah.
And I would assume the same with like Amazon and Best Buy.
Yeah.
So maybe let's make a game of that this year. If you see someone with a buyer badge, try to get the name. Try to get the name of their business. Because I really want to know who. I mean, yes, there are mom and pop electronic stores. There are smaller retailers online and all that. But considering the mass of humanity that's at CES, you really go, are there this many electronics retailers left?
Yeah, and these days, like, do they need to be here to see it? I don't know. For press, it makes sense, I guess. I mean, I just don't understand that side of the industry, but I guess you do from your comic days, right?
Yeah, and so that's what puzzles me even more is I know what the electronics industry is like retail-wise, and I just cannot. I do hear foreign languages as I walk around, so I'm sure there's people there from South America and Europe and all that.
Right.
But still, it boggles me that there's that many buyers still.
Right.
Yeah. So, but it's a massive humanity traveling down very narrow aisles and lots of loud noises.
Sometimes not traveling either. People just like to stand in the aisles, which is the worst. You got a meeting to get to. It's a very crowded New York City.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no, I love it when they stand in the aisle to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Or particularly when you're at an intersection and they've all congregated in the intersection.
Yep.
Yeah, so they're blocking, 4 directions at once. Yeah. But if we have time this year, we'll see if we can't shoot some video of like walking down an aisle or something. It's an experience.
Well, this year actually, with all of our social network accounts, if you follow us on Instagram and everything, Facebook, we can put little video clips up too. That should be fun. We'll have to make a note of that.
Yeah, we can try to do that.
Let's see that
from Ariel Palanick, I hope. What can we expect to be announced in the CES? That's a good question. They've been kind of quiet about what we're going to see.
Yeah, like I said, I think part of the trouble is too with IFA in September and Mobile World Congress in March. I'm not sure we're going to be mobile heavy. Samsung typically does have announcements. I'm sure LG will have some, and Sony, I think, is rumored to have some as well. So, we'll see. But I think in general, it's going to be a lot of. I mean, for a little while there, it was mobile heavy, and then we kind of went back into the name, consumer electronics. So I think we'll see a lot of things for the house, connected car stuff. I think we'll see a lot of TVs, obviously. Not really Blu-ray players and stuff anymore.
Not really.
Home stereos were big last year.
And that's one thing. Like the area where our work area is, we have to walk through the car parts.
Right.
And we see all sorts of things. Like car lighting systems, and so the CES is not just about phones and tablets and televisions and all that. There's all these odd little areas, or pavilions as they call them, and so there's a lot of stuff there that is very niche as well. So they're always fun to walk through. It just we don't always have time to cover all of it, and I really don't know if our readers want to know about car lighting systems. Sure, why not?
But if we find a cool refrigerator, we'll let you know.
That's always, we say that every year. Interesting question here from Shishwat Punjabi. How did you become so successful? I have a website known as droidfanboy.com, and I have a little views. There's no one thing. It's a mixture of your search engine optimization. It's the amount of content you do publish. Is it quality content? Are you social promoting? There are so many aspects to how you get big. It's really unbelievable. But there's a lot of websites out there that will give you some good advice. Just search, growing your blog, advice to grow your blog. There's a ton of great websites out there, and while you may never get up to the size of TechnoBuffalo, there's a lot of space out there. So I just do some homework, but definitely look into your search engine optimization. Make sure your writing quality is up to snuff, and how often you can publish. Those would be my three big things.
Yeah, I was just going to say content, too, because if people come back and don't see anything,
yeah,
I guess there's nothing new here. You want
exactly.
to keep people coming back.
Yep. From Sachin Bahal. Hey, Sean, you have the Nexus player, right? How is it, and how does it compare to the Amazon Fire TV, Roku, and Apple TV?
And you have them all.
I have them all. I'm trying to be polite.
See, I'm still excited for it, but I guess I don't want to be.
I've tried the Nexus player. It's probably my least favorite player.
Wow.
Yeah. Even under the Fire TV, which I was not ecstatic over. I'm going to revisit it in a month or two once it gets some more apps. Just as a barometer for everyone, the Roku is my favorite player, hands down, followed by the Apple TV, and then I would say the Fire TV, although Fire TV is definitely improving. Mm-hmm. And the Nexus player just, once again, it felt like it wasn't quite ready for release. I think that's the big thing.
See, I saw it in a demo with Google, and it was with Google, so it worked really well and everything, and I was like, wow, this is really good. But, I actually don't use connected. I mean, I own a Roku, I own an Apple TV, I had a Chromecast, but the little thingy broke off on the back of my TV, the HDMI port, actually. And I usually just use my PlayStation 4, like if I'm going for videos. So.
Yeah. No, it felt very half-baked. You know,
well, it is supposed to be, I think, also a reference design for other people that want to build Android TV products. So
yeah, exactly. So, no, not a huge fan of the Nexus 3 yet. Here's one for you, Todd. I don't know if you've actually played with this handset from Siddhat Gautam. Your views on Galaxy Grand 3. Have we gotten to play with the Galaxy Grand 3?
I don't know. Is that even out? I don't know. I haven't played with it. It's not a U.S. handset, so the soonest I'd be able to see is probably Mobile World Congress.
Yeah, Mobile World Congress is in early March this year, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is great confusing. Nothing like confusing us.
In general, I think my favorite product from Samsung right now is the Note 4. It's a great phone, and I do like big phones, but I don't know that I want to go as huge as, you know.
I like big phones, and I cannot lie. From Brazen Franco, how do all the media players, Roku, Fire TV, etc., compare to an old laptop plugged and screwed to the TV? Which is actually this. Well, this is a legitimate question.
It's good.
A lot of people have slapped Mac Minis onto the backs of their televisions. With a computer, you're going to get absolutely everything, but my big problem with a computer setup is that it's a lot more power drain. It can be considerably noisier.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a lot more cumbersome. You know, so if you really want to watch a lot of other file formats, if you want to, you know, do more like screen sharing and all that sort of stuff, then yeah, that's a fine solution. But for your average consumer, I always recommend a media streamer, even over the built-in apps and televisions, because I've yet to see a television company get that right.
Yeah, those are bad.
Oh,
but maybe we'll see it at CES.
Exactly.
I'm not holding my breath.
I have not gotten a chance to play really with LG's WebOS integration. I really want to try that out and see how that works.
I forget who I was talking to, and they said it was terrible, but I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, but I mean, you know, maybe I dreamt it, or I don't know. But I think that's weird. We'll see it.
You dreamt something else this week that we had to get an answer to. So.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll just leave that there.
Crammer dreams.
Oh, no comment. From Dominique Weber, do you have a favorite app of 2014? Well, let's first say that. Why don't we do this? I think Dominique probably means released in 2014. I say, what app have you not been able to live without this year?
Well, I gotta say like Feedly because I use it for work. Dark Sky, I think, on the iPhone. It's a really great weather app. I have it up right here.
I have not used that.
You. Oh, it's really good. It's premium. I think it's like $2, but $2 or $3. But it shows you the weather in a really nice format. And then I'm trying to get it right here.
There you go.
And then so there's a world map too, though, and it shows all the weather patterns. It's really good.
Oh, that's cool.
It's probably the one. Here's the world map.
Oh, that's nifty.
It's really nice. Yeah, and it plays. You can. Let's see. For everybody that can't see, it's an animated world map that shows the weather patterns moving. It's really nice. Not on Android yet, but I hope so soon.
I will have to look into that one. I love a good weather app.
Yeah.
I'm really boring. I love a lot of travel apps. I would say, and yes, I know some people have problems with them, but we're just going to talk about it as a service. Uber was just the best thing ever when I was in Manchester this year. While there are taxis available, like when you're leaving a football match of 76,000 people and you can't find a cab, being able to just hit a button on my phone and a car shows up.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Well, and I love the fact that I could see where the car was. And I know Uber's not a new thing, but I live in a small town. I don't get to use Uber that often. It was amazing. There was one instance where I went to a museum and I knew it was not a taxi-heavy area, And so I walked to a side street so I'd be easier to spot by the Uber driver. I pulled it up, summoned the Uber. Turned out he was like 30 seconds down the street. I was just like, score!
Yeah.
It didn't have to hardly wait. Yeah, and none of the times I summoned an Uber. I took an Uber from the hotel back to the airport when I was leaving. Way cheaper than a cab. I've done that run before, and with a cab it's like 25 pounds. With Uber it was, I think, $17.50 or something like that. Way cheaper. So
yeah, I found it cheaper too everywhere I am.
Yeah, it's amazing. Good question here from Sean the Man 34 from something we haven't thought about for weeks. Amazon Echo, why isn't it still available yet? I requested an invite to order one on day one and yet to receive an invitation to order.
Same.
I requested day one, no invite yet.
Yep. I saw somebody at CNET reviewed it and had tweeted that, or ZDNet, I'm sorry, that he had bought it, through the invite system, which is interesting. So I guess some people are getting them, but that comes back to our theory. I was saying I think, it could have been testing the waters before, releasing this major product that's a bomb, which, the Fire Phone was. Which, by the way, is now, what, $199 unlocked?
I bought one.
Did you? Did you get it?
Yeah, I got it. At $199 with a free year of Amazon Prime, I was like, done.
Yeah, that's right. So it's really $99, right?
It's really $99, and my Galaxy Mega was acting up. My beloved Galaxy Mega was acting up in the UK. It kept rebooting every day, like 3 to 4 times per day. So yeah, I was like, $199 with a free year of Amazon Prime. That's a little too good to pass up.
How do you like it as a $200 phone?
I've unboxed it. I have not even powered it on
yet. Just in case.
Yeah, I'm going to try it out soon. I just haven't had a chance yet. But yeah, no, it's interesting. Another good question from Sean the Man 34. Can you guys cover connected home products for CES? Really want things in my house like Hue and Nest, but for less money. Every single year, I say, guys, if we have the time, let's get to connected home products. We've not had the manpower in the years past. I am really, really hopeful that this year we're going to get to connected home products. I've got 2 extra writers this year, so I'm crossing every body part that we're going to get to connected home products this year. So it's definitely on the table. It's just a matter of time and resources.
And hopefully there's some new brands there. It seems like there will be a place for them to be, yeah. And in the past they've been there, especially ones that would monitor your whole power consumption, stuff like that. This is way back before Nest, so I mean it's the place where they could make debuts. And Honeywell's always there, so.
Yeah, as we hear the term more and more, the Internet of Things, I think that probably is one trend we're going to see a lot of this year. I expect to see. I was joking with somebody the other day. I would give a body part for a washing machine that could ping my phone and tell me the load's done.
I think LG makes that, don't they?
They do. It's horribly expensive right now. I know this is a first world problem. # first world problem, folks. My washer and dryer are in the basement. I'm hardly ever in the basement, so I try to figure out, okay, the cycle should take this long, so I don't go down. I hate it when I go down the basement. I'm like, great, and, you have to stand there for 3 minutes for the cycle to finish. So a washing machine that could, ping my iPhone and go, hey, I'm done.
Done.
And also somebody to finally come up with a washer and dryer that have the exact same length of cycle.
Yeah, seriously. Depending on what you're drying, though.
I know. It's always like the dryer's like 23 minutes longer than the washer. And you're like, I can't get this coordinated.
It would be a really easy invention? Some kind of like beacon that you just put on your washer that like senses vibration. And then when it's done, it would ping your phone. And you don't have to buy a whole new washer.
A guy did that. He hacked his his washer to tweet him
Oh.
when it stopped. But it was way above my experience level.
Yeah, like how do you do that?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I cannot believe it, but it has been 45 minutes already. I'm looking real quick to see if there's anything that we absolutely must address. Will we pick a favorite smartphone of the year? Yes, we are. We just started working on that yesterday. Will there be an Apple keynote before the Apple Watch, or will it just be released? I would say there probably will be a keynote.
Hopefully. I mean, I don't know. They got to show us how to use it, right? Again,
yeah,
I don't know.
Exactly. All right, folks. Well, that will do it for this week. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for so many questions. As always, you can find us on the iTunes Store by searching for the TechnoBuffalo Show, and we do appreciate if you can rate and review us. That does help out the show. You can also find us on the Stitcher app, which means you can listen to us anytime, anywhere. We're also on Pocket Casts. You can subscribe via RSS feed. Anywhere there are podcasts, you can find the TechnoBuffalo Show. Until next week, I am Sean Ani. I'm the editor-in-chief of TechnoBuffalo. I've been joined by executive editor of Mobile, Todd Hazelton.
Bye, everybody.
Until next week, we'll see you all then. Bye-bye, folks.